Hello, my name is Jake, and welcome to the first ever episode of Jake Talks Football. We're going to be going over all the week 2 highlights that went on. We're going to talk about Dallas overcoming the odds, winning with Cooper Rush. Hell of a game. I'm a Cowboys fan at heart. San Antonio, Texas, but yeah, I'm Texas born in Austin, living in San Antonio right now. But y'all probably don't care about that. But I'm rocking with Dallas till I die. So I was excited about the win. The win was crazy. We came out guns blazing. Micah Parsons, he's playing like a generational talent right now. He's up there with Aaron Donald at this point. It's between him and Aaron Donald. They're the top 2 defensive players in the NFL. They can change a game, wreck a whole offensive scheme. You're going to have 2-3 guys on them, at least a double team, sometimes even triple team. But so takeaways from that game are Cooper Rush. Actually, I have faith in Cooper Rush because I remember the game last year. He beat Minnesota. He actually had a really good game, and he came out guns blazing. He comes out like a gunslinger. He's fearless with the football, and he reminds me just of the old gunslinger quarterbacks from, back then, Brett Favre. He definitely not arm talent-wise, but like in terms of, decision making and just he's not afraid to let it fly. He's not really the game manager type. He's more of like the gunslinger type, and I love that because it's the thing with gunslingers, it's a high risk, high reward, but I mean, you never know what you're really going to get. There's a lot of legendary gunslingers from back in the day, and Tony Romo was one of them. I know we didn't get to win a Super Bowl with him, but he was a great quarterback, definitely underrated. Definitely, had he had better teams back then, I know he definitely would have at least made the NFC Championship, but they didn't start building complete teams around him until his body was broken down. So, but yeah, staying on topic with Cowboys quarterbacks, Dak Prescott might be back as early as week 3, week 4. I'm hearing, so we'll see how that goes with his thumb. It was a fracture, it was supposedly like in a perfect spot where he could just, rehab it pretty quick. I'm hoping he could be back by week 4, but there's no need to rush him back. If he has to be out till week 6, then I'm comfortable with Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush knows the offense. He's been in the offense for 6 years. But yeah, 20-17. I was definitely happy to see my Cowboys win. I know you are probably gonna think, oh, cliche, Cowboys fan, but I call it how it is, and I'm not one of the fans that are, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl, but I definitely have high hopes for when Dak comes back. If he can adjust to the offense and actually, because Tampa Bay's defense is actually very good. So if he can just play good, he's very good against the NFC East. He usually goes 5-1. I think he went 6-0 last year. He usually has really good NFC East records every year. Every year that he plays, that he's healthy, he's a monster against the NFC East. So. But we might not get him until the Rams game, so it might be, I'm hoping we can run the table with Cooper Rush, but I personally have a splitting either with the Giants or the Commanders. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I think Dallas will beat the Giants this Monday night. I can take that to the bank. But division rivals are always tricky, and not having Dak in the saddle makes it a little more difficult because it could definitely make the game closer. Cooper Rush did have he had great throws, but he had a couple questionable throws that could have been picked. I don't like how the offense took their foot off the pedal in the 3rd and 4th quarter, but I think it's something that will be improved, and I think they'll go all out in it to win it, go big or go home against their division rivals, against the Giants. I mean, honestly, don't remember the last time the Giants even beat us. I believe it was 2020, but I don't think Dak played that game. I think Andy Dalton played that game, but Giants might be 2-0 and on their high horse, but it's not like they beat the Chiefs or anything. I'll give them credit where credit is due. They're undefeated, but I'm maybe I'm a little bit, I'm semi-biased, but I'll give them respect. I call it how it is. I give them respect. And Eagles play tonight. I'm ready for that game. Eagles Vikings, big matchup. Josh Allen playing later today. Well, actually tonight. And what other takeaways? Miami versus Baltimore. Whoa, that was wild. I'm over here, flipping through the games, and I'm psyched out. I'm just like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. They were winning, I think, 35 to like 14, and then, or the Ravens were winning 35 to 14, and then the Dolphins came back. Tua was slinging that thing. He may not, he may have taken a lot of criticism, but Tua has an it factor. I always knew Tua since he came out of Alabama, since he played in that national championship game and came off the bench and won them that championship game. I knew Tua was special. I never, put dirt on his name, and I never ruled him out. Tua's a great athlete, a great quarterback. Really just a great quarterback. He's a smart decision maker. The decision making, the time to process the plays really just took time. He was a rookie in 2020. So, it just takes time to adapt to the NFL. So, I believe Tua, honestly, it's between the Dolphins and Bills. Those might be the two scariest teams in the league. And you could throw the Chiefs up there, but I feel like AFC East team will make the Super Bowl this year. I feel like the Dolphins have a lot of speed, and if Tua can keep playing the way he does, they could they're very well a Super Bowl contender already, but I could definitely see them for sure in that game if, they keep playing the way they're playing. Because, Tyreek takes the top off the defense. Jalen Waddle takes the top off the defense. All Tua has to do is give them the ball. They, create separation on their own. You just got to give it to them. So they got a great coach, actually. They're 2-0 as well. And, other Lamar balled out that game. Lamar deserves to be paid. Lamar, my man, you will get paid. You will see a huge payday. It will be with the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens are going to give up an MVP quarterback to the free agent market. It's just not happening. But other takeaways from yesterday, Packers, Aaron Rodgers looked back to regular form. It was good to see that. But I'm honestly... Now, I don't dislike the Bears, but they gotta... they get put on primetime every year, and it's just an opinion that I'm sharing that they got to step up their performance in these primetime games. I understand that this gets the Packers, but it's just sometimes the games are just, a little hard to watch because, I know Justin Fields is still learning. He's in that process. It's his second season of learning the offense and processing, the plays, the field. But the speed of the NFL, really, and it's just a process. It's a transition. And I know that transition has been easier for some college quarterbacks to make as of lately, but it's still definitely a difficult decision or difficult transition. Other takeaways. Honestly, guys, I'm doing this all off the dome. Didn't have any script. This is my first episode. I couldn't be happier. Been a sports fan since I was about 8 years old. 7 or 8 years old. Been rocking with Dallas since I was born, but I got heavily into the NFL, like watching every game and college football as well. So I'll talk college football. I'm a big time UT fan, and because I'm Austin raised, but moved here to San Antonio about 10 years ago. But big time UT fan. So I gotta say, hook 'em. I'm happy about the win over UTSA. They only lost to Bama by 1 point, and with the backup quarterback in Hudson Card, and I think Texas they're way more for real than they were in maybe the past 10 years. I can say that confidently. They're at least. I know they won the Sugar Bowl, I believe, beginning of 2019, that 2018 season where they beat Georgia. This can definitely be a year where they at least make a New Year's Six Bowl, something like a Chick-fil-A Bowl or a Cotton Bowl, something like that. I can see something like that. If they win out, depending on when the starter comes back, then we'll see what happens. But with Hudson Card, he's got experience from last year. I think they can keep rolling and, keep going. But, so other takeaways from the NFL. Wow, doing this off the dome. Oh, that Cardinals comeback. That was a thing of beauty. Oh, my. Kyler Murray, he proved why he deserved to be paid. Kyler Murray's a franchise quarterback. Yes, he's a scrambler. Some say scramblers don't last long. Some say that style of play. But, the younger the quarterbacks get, the more they seem to scramble, it seems like. Unless you get a rare... Pocket passers are becoming a little more rare now, like the Bradys, the Mannings. You still have them, but you still got... Because Justin Herbert is a pocket passer, but he still has wheels to move. But, he's only going to run if he needs to. But y'all guys know what I mean. But Kyler Murray is definitely... He's an electric talent. Him and Lamar are some of the fastest, if not the fastest quarterbacks I've ever seen, besides Mike Vick. But yeah, they both got hell of a... Both of those bird teams, Ravens and the Cardinals got squads. Ravens might have fell a little short, but that really came down to their defense. Lamar balled out. Kyler Murray balled out. Now the Raiders, yeah, I don't know. They were up 21-0, 24-0, something like that, and they allowed the Cardinals to come back. But it just shows that the Cardinals still have that resilience. They got veteran leadership on defense. J.J. Watt. You had that walk-off scoop and score in overtime. I was just so stoked while watching it. I'm a Dallas fan, but at the end of the day, I love NFL. I'm personally I'm a big fan of football. I played in high school, but I didn't take it to college. I wasn't big enough, but enough really sharing about that. Just trying to share a little bit about me. But since this is episode number 1, this is all uncut, unfiltered. So if I fucked up. I might have to take that out. But it's definitely it was a great week of football. I felt really spoiled as an NFL fan to, be privileged to watch all the entertaining games. It was a very, very fun week. The last 2 weeks have been very, very fun. I'm very excited for the Monday night games. I got the Bills winning tonight, and I got the Vikings over the Eagles. I got the Vikings winning 24-21. And then for the Bills, I got them winning 28-17. It took me a while to get that because it took me a while to think about the scores because, I'm thinking off the dome and I'm thinking realistically here. I'm not going to say, Buffalo's going to score 42 or 35 and then they end up scoring 21-28. They'll be in that range. They'll definitely score above 20 points, but I don't know if they'll go above 30, but I can see them for sure having about 3 to 4 touchdowns on the board. But Josh Allen, that's one of the hottest teams in the league right now, and they're crazy. They got talent everywhere. That squad, they're loaded at the running back position. They got Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen is just a baller. He's a playmaker, and I definitely respect the Bills. What other takeaways? Maybe not takeaways, but what I can share. Another takeaway that just popped in my head. Joe Flacco, the elite Joe Flacco, came to the Browns and beat them. Came to their home and beat them. That was a game. That was a great game. It was great to see Joe Flacco slinging that thing because he's a quarterback that, when I was a kid, I got to see growing up, and I played quarterback, so I studied these players, and I know he gets a lot of flack, no pun intended, but he's not as bad as people make it seem like he is. He's actually a decent quarterback if given the shot, and given the support. If the supporting cast is good enough around him, he could win 10 games. I totally believe that. He's still got an arm. He's not. It's not like he's like over 40 years old. He's still in his mid 30s. He still can play. But another takeaway, I'd say, Lions finally brought a win. It was a great win by the Lions. Jared Goff was slinging that thing. It feels good to see Detroit finally win. I tend to feel, I think the whole league has felt bad for Detroit, and there's nothing against them. I feel like that's one team in the league where everybody's like, if they win a Super Bowl one day, then, it's just, it's something that, has never really happened. So it's just would be like, okay, like something new, just like the Bengals making the Super Bowl last year. It's something that's very rare, but it's just kind of like a enjoyable feeling, like to see the underdog finally make it, Who doesn't love an underdog story, a comeback story, So, but as far as Super Bowl predictions go, I got Miami versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think Brady is going to play against Tua. He's going to play against the team he wanted to go to. And I think he barely edges him out. And I think he wins his 8th ring, and I think he retires after this season. If he wins an 8th ring, I think there's no question in my mind he'd want to retire on top at 45 years old. There's literally nothing left to prove. I know he loves the game, but it wouldn't shock me if they won a Super Bowl again. That defense is stout. That's another takeaway, is that that defense. It seemed like a defensive game. Jameis Winston was playing through fractures in his back, so he eventually started turning the ball over. I think he threw about 3 picks, and then it started getting ugly from there. Brady, he threw that nice, sweet touchdown pass, and he still got it. He's still slinging it like he's 25. That's all I know. Brady, he's the greatest of all time. What can I say? It's hard to hate on him. He puts in the work. He's a great leader. There's nothing really bad I can say about Brady. Other takeaways, that pretty much wrap up the takeaways from week 2. But now week 3 predictions, I'm going to say Dallas Cowboys are going to, I think I already said I predict us to beat the New York Giants. And then my prediction for that game, with Cooper Rush starting, I'll give it 21-17. 21-17. We barely edge them out with a last-second touchdown, I think. I think with about a minute left, Dallas will score a touchdown. Maybe it's a pass to CD. Maybe it's a run. Maybe they run it in with Zeke. But I think they'll at least get to the goal line where, goal line situation, red zone situation, inside the 10-yard line where they're going to, have 4 chances to score, and I think they're going to punch it in or throw a touchdown or maybe some trickery, maybe play action. But that's my prediction. Got them winning 21-17 over the Giants, and that would put Dallas in first place. Put them in first place depending on what happens with the Eagles next week and, really, tonight. Because if the Eagles lose tonight, Dallas will for sure be in first place next week. But, yeah, I'm hoping for a great game tonight. Eagles-Vikings, I'm definitely excited for it. So basically, this was all on the fly. I kind of just, threw this shirt on and was like, I'm going to wing it. I've been wanting to do YouTube for a long time now. I'm 21 years old. I'll be 22 in December. I've watched football for so long, and people have always loved my knowledge of the game. And I'm not really camera shy, but it's definitely something I got to get used to. But I feel like I just was meant to do this. I don't know. I want to get a degree or something. Maybe become a sports analyst or something. But I'm hoping that this blows up, so maybe I don't have to go to college and I could just maybe get a good offer. If that's even, I think that might be possible. But nevertheless, this will wrap up the first episode of Jake Talks Football. How about them Cowboys? But yeah, it's gonna wrap up the episode. Everybody, self-love and positivity. Always believe in yourself. Do not believe the haters. This is the end of episode 1. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.